Hey, so this is my Ridgid R4512. It's the hybrid table saw. I just went through and installed and upgraded the stock fence to the Delta T2 fence, and I aligned the saw fence to the miter slot, and I figured I'd go through and check to confirm that the blade was still also in alignment with the miter slot. The first one that I actually had one of the defective models where the blade was shifting dramatically as you raise and lower it. That one I exchanged. I ended up getting this one. I checked it before I left the store, and it looked pretty good, so I took it home and took the chance. So far, it's been fine, but I just thought I'd show you guys what an actual good R45 looks like once you get it aligned and everything. So you're gonna install your blade, raise it up to the highest most point, and then drop it down a few, maybe like half a rotation, just to keep it from being fully bottomed out. You go through with your dial, and you're going to find the high spot on the blade, and then mark that with a dot, a marker, or pencil, or whatever. So I did that. This is just the little jig that I made to measure. It's just basically just crossed up two pieces of plywood, and then I bolted on the dial here. And basically, you go through, find the spot. There's my spot. Can lower it down and set it to 0 so you know where your starting point is. Actually, I need to tighten that down because the dial just tilted up. So I'm going to tighten that in place. Okay. And there it is. So I'm going to set my 0 there, and I'm going to slide the dial back and rotate the point. And you'll see that I'm within less than 1/1000th of an inch forward and back. Now, the thing about this blade is, or this saw is, let me see if I can get it to stay in that position. You'll see, you need to, so when you go to lock down the height adjustment, you need to give it just a little bit turn clockwise to set it. If you don't, you'll see here, you can see the dial. As I drop the blade back, say I rotate it back, you see I lose alignment in the rear by 8/1000ths of an inch, kicks back to the left. It's better than kicking forward, but it still kicks back to the left. If I raise that back up again, you'll see it goes back to 0. So my alignment maintains. So as you tighten it down, just make sure that you don't lower it again. Or if you do need to lower it and then turn it slightly forward just to reset the tension back on the trunnion. And then you'll maintain alignment. So this one, I mean, literally is near perfect. And I haven't adjusted this in maybe a year. I've been moving it all around the shop, did quite a few projects, and I haven't had any movement in my trunnion at all. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then with the upgrade on the new fence, this is like a whole different saw now. Adjusting the fence on this is way easier. It's so much more substantial. It doesn't go out of alignment like the other one, like the stock one did. The problem with the stock is that it was a split fence and it joined in the middle here. Well, as you got closer to the blade and you go to clamp the blade down, these pieces would give, and it would skew your fence. And everyone goes, oh well, push the fence up against, push it up against the rails and then tighten it. Trust me, I've tried all different types of things, and it was always going out of alignment. And then to realign it, you have 4 bolts here too that you have to try to move around and tighten. And the thing is, if you go to tighten here, it compresses it and then knocks it out of alignment again. So aligning it was a nightmare. And then even once you had it aligned, it would come out of alignment, and you never knew when it was going to happen. And then this alignment here with the split rail also created problems. So the last project I had, I pulled the saw out, went to cut a few things, and realized that it was so badly out of alignment that I started getting burning, and I almost couldn't advance the wood through because the table or the fence was so skewed this way that it was binding the piece back practically. So I had to shut the saw down. I mean, it it was a pain. So at that point I said, you know what, it's time to put the Delta on, which I've had for a year, just never got around to doing it. But now that I've done it, I wish I would have done it way sooner because I'm just beyond happy with this. So I did another video on the installation process for the Delta T2 because it's not a straight bolt-on application. You have to get a new angle iron to mount the front rail on, and you're going to have to make some modifications to that. You have to cut away for the miter slot, you have to re-drill and everything. So I did a video for those of you that have the saw that want to make the change, if you're curious what's involved there. So just thought I'd throw that out there. This is what a good R4512 looks like. I had 2 other videos showing what a bad one looks like, so maybe this will just another perspective. So thanks guys.